Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing on this morning? All right. I'm gonna let a few more people get in here. I'm gonna let a few more people come in here. It's early in the morning on the West Coast. So I'm gonna let a few more people get in here. And then I'm gonna say what I need to say. Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good morning, Miss LaShonda, Marcus Terry, LaFrance, Erica Washington. Good morning, everybody. Top of the morning to everybody. Marcus Terry. How was your morning going so far? Good morning, Marquetta Swain. Good morning. Good morning. Top of the morning. Okay. We got 111. That's a perfect number. That is a perfect number. Everybody, I regret to inform you that your favorite blogger, your host, is sick. Okay. Is sick. I am sick. I'm healed, but I'm sick. Okay. So, when I woke up yesterday, I had that little thing in my throat, a little tickling in my throat when I woke up. I thought it was the air that I sleep under. And as the day went on, it just started coming in heavy, coming in heavy and heavier and heavier and heavier. I don't get sick. I just don't. It's a weird feeling for me. God has been so good to me. I don't get flus and colds. I didn't get COVID to the best of my knowledge. And so yeah, I think I have this bug that's going around. And I'm telling everybody, be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. Thank you for the donation on yesterday, Tanisha. I received it and it came right on time. Um, be careful. A germaphobe like me that's always washing my hands, sanitizer, mask, all of that, and I still uh, came down with whatever this is, right? Yeah. And so my symptoms are I have a sore throat. I have nothing's in the chest, thank God. Nothing's in the chest, but everything is above my, you know, a neck up. So yeah. So I'm letting y'all know, if you can, take the necessary precautions that you need to take, because so many people are being hospitalized. People are saying that it's turning into pneumonia, right? It's turning into pneumonia. So, it's very serious, mhm, yeah, it's very, very serious. Thank God that it's not like where you can't, where, how sometimes the flu or a cold is debilitating. Thank God it's not to that level. I don't like, y'all know I don't like telling the task anything about my health, because people it's over, sometimes it's too much. So I try to keep things to myself, but tonight is Friday night, and if I don't do the show, I need for people to know why. But if I feel better, I may be able to come on and do something. I'm not a person, I struggled yesterday taking the day. I struggle with that. I don't like sitting around. I don't like laying around. I do not, you know. And so body aches, all the things that come along with flu season. Yeah, my sinuses, I'm very in tune with my sinuses and how that works. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with my sinuses, but I want people to be mindful, be very, very mindful that, yeah. And there's a reason why I don't come on here either, because, you know, there's a reason why I don't come on and talk about stuff like this, because, sometimes every comment is not helpful, So yeah, so it's like some people just don't know how to read a conversation room. Y'all know we've had conversations about stuff that I may have been dealing with, and somebody come on to me, oh my God, sounds like cancer. So that's why I don't like it. But I knew I'd have to have an explanation. I'd have to have an explanation for why, if there is no show tonight on a Friday night. But I think I may be able to rest up and pull something off. I'm about to go to the store. I'm about to go to the store and um, get some stuff to make some sort of, like, I would like to make a soup, like a chicken soup. I'm debating whether I want to do kale or spinach in it. I think I'm gonna do kale, but kale is so, oh my God, it takes so long to cook to my desired tendency. So everybody, yeah, it's like, child, okay, honey, it's like it's too much. It's too much. Just say feel better soon. Just just say feel better soon. You got people right talking about, oh yeah, my neighbor just died yesterday. You're like, damn, like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nephew don't make me laugh. Like, and I understand that people are really, they love me and they care for me, but damn, y'all, it's like, that's why I don't like saying nothing. No. Mm. Oh my God. Yeah, you probably gonna have to have one of your lungs removed. Girl, you got that from this? Oh, what time are they gonna put the trach in? Trach? Oh my God. Uh-huh. I'm gonna bundle up when I go outside. I'm gonna keep my chest covered. Um, I don't like chicken noodle soup. I don't like noodles in soup. I'm gonna actually put wild rice in mine, because I don't like noodles. I don't like the way noodles look. Noodles look like worms to me. So, so I'm just saying, Jason. So I'm going to put wild rice. So it's gonna be like wild rice chicken, and either kale or spinach. Kale is a superfood, so I may go with kale. Hmm. Yeah, I may go with kale because kale, but spinach it normally packs a lot of nutrients too. You know. I cannot, Antonio. But just because I'm sick doesn't mean. Um, oh yeah, my cousin Joyce makes it. I can't get her the way she do it. She do it with spinach, chicken legs, onions, a little chicken bouillon, and that's, oh my god. I can't do it the way she do it, but I'm gonna try my best. She has this way she does it. She made it one time when I went over to her house. I've been trying to recapture that. I think it's like you have to like saute the chicken. I don't really like legs. Saute the chicken legs a little bit, make sure they're brown before you start boiling. Because I don't like boiled chicken. So it's kind of like if you saute the chicken, get the chicken nice and brown before you start adding your liquid. Yeah, I think that makes a difference. Hmm. The best chicken noodle soup is made with chicken feet. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I just can't see anything that looks like a body part. Like if it looks like something that we don't normally like, we know what breasts look like. We're used to seeing breasts, legs, thighs. But if I see something like feet, and it's just not gonna work for me, Michelle. I can imagine it's very flavorful, but it's just not gonna work for me because if I see them feet and toenails and stuff, it's gonna be yeah. Hmm. Yeah, you can do it, Crystal. You can make it your own. You can make it your own. What I do recommend is using chicken stock as your base. But for me, I'm going to use vegetable stock as my base. And most stores got some good vegetable stock, vegetable broth. I recommend getting unsalted vegetable broth or chicken stock. Hmm. Yeah, we get toenails and oh my god, I can't do it. I'm sorry, y'all. Hmm. Thank you, Stephen, for 1111. I appreciate it. Uh-huh. Yeah, I can't deal with them feet and toenails and stuff, y'all. Uh-huh. Make sure to hit the like button. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart. I thank y'all so much. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. I'm gonna sit and talk with y'all for a few minutes. I'm gonna run to the market. I could do Instacart, but some stuff I just like to pick out myself, y'all. I do. Uh-huh. I like to pick out stuff myself, When it comes to vegetables, when it comes to produce, if it's a non-melanated Instacarter, they don't know how to pick out our stuff, y'all. They don't. They don't know how to pick out our stuff. Ty, I know you don't like the hee haw, but I want to ask why not use Instacart. And I understand you choose your own ingredients, but just for knockout punch, use delivery. You just, yeah, yeah. I don't. When it comes to produce and stuff like that, I need to pick it out what I need. Yeah, and I'm not at a point where I'm running a fever or anything like that, and I can't walk. I'm just gonna bundle up and go get what I need and come back home. Make sure I wear a mask so I'm not infecting other people. Because people just go out, they don't even care about the other people. You know, don't give a damn about other people just going out. I like that too. I'd rather go get yeah. Now, if I'm at home cooking and I need to, do a couple of items, I normally do Instacart for, like soda, juice, stuff that anybody can grab off the counter. Very rarely do I ask for meat or produce for Instacart because Black people, we just like to, shop the way we like to shop. I'm Trinidad, they fell out when they saw me lift it. I can't do that, y'all. Yeah, I just cannot. Not with the chicken. Come on, y'all. Like, oh my God. In Caribbean culture, chicken feet and stuff is really popular. Uh, what else? Is there anything else they use from the chicken that we may not? I'm trying to. I know they ain't putting the whole head up in there. I don't know. You got to probably go to a Caribbean market. It's kind of hard to find chicken feet at your local grocery store, probably. But if you go to a Caribbean market, you'll probably be able to find chicken feet. And then what do you do? Do you eat the chicken feet? Do you suck on the? Oh my God! Do you eat the feet? I love the produce and vegetables from Aldi. Yeah. Remember the best time and driver got stuck in traffic. I remember that it was a parade that day, and they gave me a full refund. I love Jamaican chicken soup. It's a little spice too. Okay, all right. Yes, I saw sis. I saw Larry's members only last night. I did. All I can say is, honey, listen, there's a bomb in Gilead. I think that yes, sis, I saw. I watched it last night. Honey, there's a man down by the river giving sight to the blind. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's all I have. That's all I have. I don't have any more. There's a man down by the river giving sight to the blind. You know, I did watch Larry's members only. I did. I did. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to add to that. I know. Um, ooh, that's what everybody's saying, sis. That's what everybody is saying. Same thing. Uh-huh. You suck on the chicken feet. I'm trying to keep this orange juice down right now. This orange juice going to come up. Let's stop talking about the chicken feet. I'm trying to keep this orange juice down. Mm-mm. Ooh, not eat the feet. Um, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna say this, Ty Squad. Um, how can I frame this? I want to frame it. I want to exegete it properly. Um, um, so that it's heard the correct way. Uh, hmm. Take your time, Tyesse. You ain't really got nothing to do today, so take your time. We got to cancel Facebook Fridays. Um, I remember when during the Dwayne Youngblood situation, one of the I guess talking points was that they wanted Bishop Jakes to just come out and admit that he is at best a bisexual or LGBTQ man. Uh-huh. And so that was one of the acts. I think they just wanted him to come out and just admit it, just get it over with. Whatever. Um, the reason, ooh, Thais, girl, you just can't do this right now, Thais, because you'd have to teach this thing, and I don't have the energy to teach this thing properly today. Um, mm, y'all inboxing me. Let me say it like this, Time Squad. When it comes to people's sexuality, human sexuality, everybody's story, everybody's case is everybody's case is different. Everybody's story is different. And so there's not a one size fits all when it comes to human sexuality, right? And however, um, hey, Samara, one comes to, however one comes to their point of acceptance of who they are, especially if somebody is in the closet or if somebody is not out. However they come out is going to be unique to them and their experience. It's going to be unique to whatever they, you know, feel like they feel comfortable doing. Um, in my experience, being a 49-year-old openly gay man, um, you know, forcing, dragging, pulling, um, people out of the closet, it tends to uh, sometimes it causes more damage than good. It just has to be a thing that's self-initiated. It has to be self-initiated coming out of the closet. Thank you, Janai, for $20.26. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. It can be very damaging to somebody if you're being pulled out of the closet and then you're being told you need to, come out or else. You know, um, you know, some people can say it's a reckoning. Your chickens are coming home to roost. You have to know your day was going to come, but it's just you have to really, really, really look at it like one's sexuality and their story and how they perceive themselves and how they identify when they want to identify, how they want to identify is unique to them. But you can't when you force somebody, if you force their hand, you're gonna do a lot more damage than you are anything else to the person. And I don't have time to go into the damage, everybody. I don't have time to go into all of that today. But we'll just, what we can do is we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. How it all pans out, how it all plays out. Uh, let me do this because I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'm feeling my help. Let me do this. When I was in the fifth grade or the sixth grade, one of my teachers, when I was in the fifth grade or the sixth grade, one of my teachers told my mother that, the children were saying that I was LGBTQ. That teacher, hold on one second. Y'all, what do y'all? Yes, I understand. Everybody keeps saying, Tyesse, you just let them have it. I'm just talking generally. Is it okay, y'all? Because I keep getting messages. Just leave it alone. Is it okay? If I can't talk right? I'll leave it alone. Like if it's that serious. I didn't know it was that serious. Keep getting messages. Oh, don't talk about it. Leave it alone though. We can we talk about it or not? Like I can go back. I can go back get in my bed and watch Good Morning America. Just let me know. Are y'all scared? Are you scared of something? Are you scared? Because everybody else is talking about it. So I'm just asking you, is it okay? All right. Anyways, like I was saying, when I was in the fifth grade, a teacher told my mother, the kids are saying, that he's LGBTQ, and he's not really responding back to them, and because when you're that age, you don't really have language for that, you know. It's just like everybody just hit me up and, ooh, don't worry about it, Chinese. Don't let it go. Don't talk about it. I'm like, what is going on in my inbox? It's okay. Okay. Maybe they scared. I don't know. Um, but it's a conversation that has an origin from YouTube. So it's like we can't talk about it. Is there some reason why we can't talk about it and other people can? We don't go hang out in Patreon behind paywalls and discuss things. We don't do that here. We don't go behind paywalls. We talk about it in the public square. Nevertheless, let me get back to my exegesis of this. Okay. So the teacher told my mother that, and she didn't understand that. She didn't understand that Black queer children can be unsafe in homes with that conversation. She didn't understand it as a white woman. What she did was she forced a conversation. She pulled me out of, at that young age of 11 or 12 years old, she pulled me out of something that I didn't have language for, and then thrust me into a conversation that could have been, there have been children that have been unalived, they have been. If you're with me, if you understand what I'm saying, if you are crystal clear in what I'm talking about, just put it in the chat, I understand, or clear. So, that event stayed with me to this day because it was unnecessary. It didn't have, that's your way of telling someone's parent that they are LGBTQ by proxy. And then by saying that, you're forcing me to come out and talk about my sexuality by saying that. Again, every home is not safe for queer children. So had it been a Muslim home, or had it been a home that is surrounded in Islamic or whatever, all that kind of stuff, your child could wind up, deceased. And then on top of that, I don't even have language for a lot of what's going on, because hell, you haven't even fully reached puberty yet. Puberty haven't even really set in yet. So I say all of that to say, Ty Squad, concerning coming out of the closet, and you need to come out. You need to give it sound, let it bubble up. Sometimes people are just not there. They cannot. Everything that they have worked for has been set up as a certain way, right? And so with the conversation of a 67 or a 68-year-old man now coming into some sort of, clarity, some sort of cleansing, where 67 years old, 66, 67, when your life has been built upon, at minimum, at best, deception. And now the expectation is this 67-year-old man that has lived his life, or we can say allegedly, but whatever, allegedly built on not being truthful is probably a better word, with himself, or with whoever. And so we can say allegedly, just for the purposes of the record. But yeah, it's a big ask. It's a big ask. It's a big ask. Will it happen? I've told y'all, I see two scenarios with this I see two scenarios with this story and how it's going to go. I know the ending. I have two in my mind how this ends. Um, that's not what I said. No, I didn't say that. No, not at all. Hmm. Um, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, there's going to be two endings for this. Well, I can tell you, I don't want to tell you the endings A and B. Ending B is really, really catastrophic. Ending A is, okay. Ending A is, but it's leaning towards ending B. Um, I think ending B is going to be the way this, ends. Um, can I be honest? Can I be frank? The audio recording will come out. Okay, let me just put it right there. The audio recording is going to come out. Okay, it's going to eventually come out, and at that time, everything will come to a head at that time when the audio tape is released. Yeah, coming out after a life of antiquated dogma, toxic theology is fundamentally a paradigm shift that can destroy such a person. Yeah, because the thing about it is there are some people who cannot handle the weight of liberation. I feel better. I feel a little better than when I came on. The truth has a way of doing things to your cells in your body. The truth of the matter is everybody cannot handle liberation. If you watch the Little Richard documentary, it was said that he liberated a lot of people. He just couldn't liberate himself. So for Bishop Jordan, you know, freedom and liberation is not something that's on his to-do list. It's not. Because if it was, it would have been done by now. It would be done by now, you know. Thank y'all for these cash apps, Crystal Marshall. Thank you so much. And so yeah, so it's just a lot of questions are being posed, a lot of questions are being recapitulated, and there are a lot of hypotheticals and things, y'all. At the end of the day, uh, you know, only time will tell. God is able, and He's just to see you through. I think He's giving me a little help to help somebody because this is bigger than Bishop Jordan. I don't know if anybody know that in the back. Anybody back there in the back? This is bigger than Bishop Jordan. The thing about it is that these things, although they are on YouTube, these things are to help us and give us something out of it. This ain't just salacious. This ain't just some tea, or in many cases, a hot mess. You know, this ain't just tea. This is somebody in this chat supposed to get something out of this. Yeah. Can y'all do me a favor in the chat? Put it in the chat. Put in the chat. Save the scraps. Put that in the chat. Just write that out. Save the scraps. Everybody that can, write it out. Save the scraps. Yeah. The real Marion Green. How you doing? Save the scraps. Yeah. You hear people all the time say, nothing will be wasted. Nothing will be wasted. It's important to save the scraps. Everything that has been catastrophic, everything that has blown up, into a million pieces and hit the ground, grab a few pieces of that and put it in your basket. Everything that was meant to destroy you, everything that was meant to harm you, hurt you, save just a few of those scraps and put it in the basket. Mhm. Because in 2026, a lot of us, we need reminders of what we've come through and what God has brought us through and what we can supersede through adversity. Mhm. How we can overcome, a better word, adversity. So Bishop Jordan has to, one, he got to make peace with the outcome because the outcome is inevitable. He has to make peace with that. It would be nice. It would be nice if everybody could just go in their corners and move on with their day or their week, and everybody just go somewhere and sit down. It would be nice. But that's not how the YouTube streets work. That's not how the blogosphere works. It would be nice. I want to sound like Janet Floyd. It would be nice. But you know, the YouTube streets are not set up like that. So uh, he has to calculate and figure out, you know, what his mode of strategy is going to be with this. You know. hmm Now, one of the other option is option A. That's highly likely too, but you know, you never know. You never know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. hmm I don't know. Now that's a word, Ty. Yeah, I'm just saying, just save some of the scraps. If Bishop Jordan would have saved some of the scraps over the years, I don't know how many he saved, but he would have been more prepared for this than he is if he would have saved few of them scraps. Because the the way the universe shows up multiple times, giving you an opportunity to rectify, clarify, and do some things. If he would have saved a few of them scraps, he could have looked at his bucket and said, you know what? Let me go ahead and let me just go ahead and do this and get this over with. Let me go ahead and do this and get this over with. And let me knock this out. Because you'd have had a reminder in your bucket of all that you've been through and all the times that the universe showed up for you and told you that you can definitely do this. But it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Liberation is bloody. Freedom, to get to that freedom, to get to that liberation, is going to be bloody. It's going to be a little catastrophic getting to it. But when you get to the other side of liberation, when you get to the other side of freedom, you will see that it's worth it. It's worth it. You're going to have to give up your lifestyle. You may have to give up, your ministry is going to probably, be snatched from up under you. Relationships and religious affiliations, prophetic affiliations will probably start to dissolve, and people will tend to step away from you. It's going to be all kinds of things, but you will be free. How much does it cost? Gonna cost you everything. But freedom. Go talk to some of our ancestors, that lived to get to the Emancipation Proclamation. Many of them died in transit. Many of them died in the fields. But go talk to some of our ancestors that got a chance to live to see 1865. They'll tell you, hey, freedom is something that you can't even quantify. It's yeah. Hmm. It's not free. It's not free, but it's going to benefit you because the weight of deception, the weight of not living in your truth is heavy to carry that around. It's heavy to carry for years and years and years and years, you know. But what people are expecting someone to give up an empire, everything that they work for. Just you just expect everybody just to walk away from that. That ain't always gonna be like that, y'all. Some people are willing to fight. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's a big ass. It's a big ass. Uh-huh. You blew up your whole spot and just come out. You know. Mm. Let me cough real quick, Ty Squad. Hold on. Ooh, I feel a little better. I feel a little better. It's kind of coming up a little bit, breaking up a little bit, breaking loose. Crystal Marshall, the dude, what's his name, Justin. You know, in order for Brother Edwards, in order for Justin to, in order for Justin to do anything or say anything regarding this, he has to blow up his own spot. Somebody in the back know what I'm talking about. In order for him to do anything, he has to blow up his own spot. So you have to ask yourself exactly what does he plan on doing, and what does Justin, have in mind? Because in order for you to address anything, you then have to blow up your spot. So it's crazy. This thing has so many layers and twists and turns and dichotomies. Thank you, Brian. I can't even begin to tell y'all. It's just a lot. I've been watching, in the bushes watching and just sitting back like we plan on doing and watching. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, my opinions is unless it's a mutual destruction, it won't happen. You say unless it's mutual destruction, it won't happen. What do you mean by that, Lindy? You know, he has to free himself from some things, including public opinion. Iana said you can be anything in the church. Iana says you can be anything in the church. You can be anything in the church except gay. You can be a serial unaliver. You can be this. You can be that. But one thing you can't be is LGBTQ. So that's why so many people have a problem with coming out and liberating themselves, because they know once they do it, it's over. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out, like, if he does an interview, if you do an interview, what are you going to say? If Justin does an interview, what are you going to say in the interview that doesn't implicate yourself? So it just, some of this stuff to me, it does not make sense. It doesn't, like, I don't know. Some of this stuff just not adding up properly. You know, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. This is crazy. So it's crazy. And I'm just going by what was, I'm just going by what's been already publicly or stated already. That's all I'm going by, y'all. I don't know. I don't know these people personally. I don't know them, honey, to know their personality traits, who they are as a human, their humanity. I don't know that. All we know is what's been presented to us out here on these streets. Uh huh. Thank you for the cash app yesterday. Uh-huh. Somebody said, "And why don't y'all put this in the chat so you don't have to inbox me?" Some of y'all could. I don't know why y'all are so scary. What are you scared? Who are you scared of? Somebody said, but it was said that Justin isn't gay. Justin probably is not gay. Justin is probably not gay. But the thing about it is that people do not understand that people can perform same-sex acts and not be gay. I don't know why people think if you perform a same-sex act, you have to be gay. You don't have to be gay to perform a same-sex act. You can do the perfunctory necessary steps to achieve an ends to a means to an end. There are a lot of men that are just not attracted to other men. You're not attracted to other men, but you can perform sexually for a man. When people say, "Oh, if you do anything with a man, you're gay," no, because you're not attracted to a man sexually. You're being stimulated by a man, but that does not mean that you are gay because you're not attracted to a man. The man. I hope this is not confusing nobody. Hmm. People are educated about that. The uneducated are, yeah, yeah. Escorts. There's so many escorts that work over on rentmen.com. And a lot of those men are straight. They are, but they come to do a job, a service, and their clients are gay men, and they do their job, and then they go back to their straight lives. It's really strange, but it's not. Hmm. Yeah, you don't have to put no content creators' names in the chat. Um, Let me see. Is anybody saying anything in the chat, y'all? Y'all just being preemptive. I didn't see anything so far, but I'm not even on my monitor. Is anybody saying anything in the chat, or y'all just being preemptive? Okay, let me get my monitor going and have my monitor on. Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. Yeah. Okay. So listen, like I said, Bishop Jordan has a lot of thinking to do. Um, he also has a lot of other things going on that he probably or is considering right now as well. But he's has to deal with the current situation at hand. Um, and then Justin, if you're gonna do an interview with somebody, you have to be prepared for the interviewer to ask you some hard questions. You know, like if you want a softball interview, you have to go to Willie. You have to go to somebody like Willie Moore Jr. He's not gonna ask you nothing. Like, let's be honest, Willie not gonna ask you nothing. No shade to Willie. I like Willie. I watch. I'm subscribed to him. But you have to go to somebody like Willie if you want softball. But if you go to some people that is familiar with this story, they're gonna ask some questions. They're gonna ask some hard questions of everybody involved. You know. Hmm. And that was no shade to Willie Moore Jr. But if you want a softball interview, you might want to go to somebody like that. Hmm. Yeah, Justin. I think Justin's at a point now, honey, where listen, Justin, it is what it is, baby. It is. It is what it is. Just Justin, you just gotta take one day at a time, Justin. Stand clear. Hmm. Okay. Well, just I think Justin is okay. You can use because it's been publicly talked about. We can use Justin. We don't have to put content creators in the chat. I understand what y'all saying. Uh huh. And let me speak about our chat. Let me speak about our chat because we always want to be mindful. Let me speak about our chat, y'all. We always want to be mindful of the flow and energy of the chat, right? So, we want people to feel comfortable speaking and talking. Of course, we don't want nobody putting nobody name that we have problems with, but um, we also want people to be able to, not feel like it's like a school or, there are principals in the chat, you know. We have mods, and the mods are there ready to catch disrespectful comments, people that are doing too much. You time them out, but we don't necessarily need principals in the chat or wardens because we do get complaints about. We do get complaint. I have gotten complaints about it over the years, and so just moving forward, just always know that we want to be a place that encourages dialogue where people can come and say what they need to say. Of course, we don't want nobody in the chat starting mess or doing anything unnecessarily, but y'all know how it goes. Hmm. Y'all know how it goes. Now we almost at half of what I would have made tonight. Half of our goal tonight. We're already at half of that. So thank y'all so much for the cash apps. Maybe I need to get. Maybe I need to catch a bug more often. Okay, we're already at half of our nightly goal for Friday night. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Okay, maybe I need to catch a little bug every now and then, every now and again. Hmm. Well, um, there's so much to this story. There's so many layers to the story. You got the young man, the blogger, the blogger that kind of introduced Bishop Jordan to YouTube. Um, well, what's a better way of putting it? The blogger that introduced Bishop Jordan to this kind of like energy and sector. Uh, you know, uh, I really don't want to talk about those people anymore. I don't. I just don't have any interest in them. Lately, I've just been really just not on even on that tip anymore. But I will say this: that blogger that's over there on the West Coast, over in the Fresno area, uh, he's having a hard time. He's having a very hard time with this. Does that make sense, Ty Squad, new followers and friends? The young man over in Fresno, he's having a very hard time coming to grasp with this. So whenever it is discussed amongst their people, they downplay it, they diminish it, they there's a reason for everything, and he doesn't want to accept what everybody else is seeing because you are kind of the person that introduced all of this into this particular sector. And now you're saying, and I quote, well, none of that got anything to do with me. That's what you're saying. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Well, yeah, it does. Yeah, because you kind of like brought all this to the surface. And the people that are over there with that host, they are basically, it's almost like they don't want to accept the fact that y'all have been saying things highly religious and spiritual about somebody that possibly may be living a deceptive life. And they're having a hard time coming to grips with that. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, Stephanie, because I'm so over those people. I really am. I wanted 2026 to be the year, honey, where they just really become the trash can in the back of my mind. But yeah, when you've been fooled, when you go into something trying to be sneaky, trying to do something undermined, and then you are met with deception and everything is being dropped off at your door. Now you want to act like I don't know what's going on. What is out, and no, no, you have to sit in that, sir. You and your followers, because y'all be heralding people as great and all this. But if you've been deceived, you've just been deceived. I'm 49. I've been deceived a lot of times. If I was hoodwinked, if I was bamboozled, I was led astray. You have to sit in that and accept that. You can't talk it away. You can't examine it away. Once you wake up to it, you see that it's everywhere. I'm just saying, it's a situation where why is this always, and what is this over here, and I'm just saying, I ain't got nothing to do. No, you do have something to do with it. Yeah, baby, you got something to do with it. You do. You were the lead. You know how you have a project and you have the lead. You were the lead on the project, remember? And now everything that comes out is everything that comes out. Now you don't believe any of it. You don't accept any of it. Girl, you were the lead on this. This is how it started, mama. I know you're gonna watch. And then another thing I want them to stop saying, all of them over there at that platform. It would be helpful if they stop lying and say they only watch 3 minutes of something. Can y'all please stop doing that? Everybody has. I watched 4 minutes of it. I watched 3 minutes of it. I watched 2 minutes of it. Can y'all please stop lying in 2026? Well, I was out to dinner with friends and I caught the tail end of it. And I was over here and I was at Bob Big Boy and I caught 4 minutes. Can y'all please, just for me, it disturbs my spirit. Because then you go on to talk about it in more than 4 or 5 minute intervals. Just stop lying. I know that's a spirit that's attached to that particular, sector, but just stop lying. It will help you. Hey, nephew, just lying for no reason. Oh, I only watch. Oh, yeah, I watched 3 minutes of it. I watched two. You watched 2 minutes. That's what you watch. You only watched 2 minutes of it. Well, how are you able to formulate all these opinions about it on 2 minutes of footage, Mama? How are you able to formulate all that off of 2 minutes? That's all you watch? Yeah, I know. See, girl, the reason you're having a hard time accepting all of this, the reason Miss Mamas is having a hard time accepting all of this because she was the project manager on this. She went in the middle of the night, walking down the street in her 3X pajamas, well, 4X pajamas, looking for bones. She came across, the people, and they, said, "Hey, girl," and then they brought her into the fold, and she was looking for dirt. She was looking for a dossier, an envelope, a file. They were able to give her a file, an envelope, a dossier, and the ball got to rolling. And so after that, this man was introduced to this sector he was reintroduced a second time. Let me clarify. He was reintroduced a second time through that blogger. That is facts. That's not to be debated. I feel my help, y'all. I feel something in my lower back. That's probably the ancestors. Ilalaboshi. I feel like I feel Harriet Tubman and sojourner truth right on my left, in my by my left hip. My God, today I feel Toni Morrison pushing me in the crease of my back. That's facts. You went trying, and then you even said it eventually. You went trying to be messy, trying to get information on somebody, and being that you went and got that information and they saw you, they were willing, those people were willing to put aside everything that they probably already knew about you or heard about you. They were willing to excuse. They were willing to excuse the fact that you were making fun of people singing. You were even insinuating things about robocalls. You were doing all kinds of things. The people in the chat, the same people that are over there now mad, the same people that are heralding these people are the same people that were over there making fun. That is facts. It's just like it's a lot of it is just mind-blowing to me how YouTube works. Y'all are the same people that are upset about this expose and this exposure. Y'all are the same people that were over there talking about these people that you're now upset are being exposed. It's crazy to me. And I sit back and I just look at it because it's like, okay, well, I mean, I don't have a dog in the race. My channel is, like I said, I do more with 16,000 people than most people do with 50 and 100,000. So it doesn't matter to me either way. It really doesn't. That's what I don't understand. Like, they try to play with us like we're dumb or we're stupid, you know. And then these people basically saw you as a resource or a tool for them. You were easily going to be able to be, what's the word? I want to be disrespectful. They saw you as an easy person that they could use and you know, do what they needed to do. That's what they saw. That's what they saw. They saw somebody that was beneficial to them. And then, you know, after the $8 million inquiry, you know, I was trying to find out about the inquiry. After the $8 million inquiry, the next thing you know, we fast forward a little bit. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Fast forward a little more, Tyesse, because you know it was a little bit in between there. Zzz. Girl, you don't know we were there. All of us, we were there. Maybe she don't know. Maybe that's how they protect their minds. We were there. Go fast forward a little more, zzz, just a little zzz. Okay. So next thing you know, we got a expose on Matthew Stevenson about back rent. Now I received the email from somebody out of New York before that story even broke. If some of y'all remember, before that story even broke over there on that platform, somebody emailed me out of New York City saying, I don't know if I can put it up. Somebody emailed me talking about the damn situation before it even happened. See if I can pull it up, Task Squad. So that's when she came and she pulled up talking about Matthew Stevenson, and you know, it's like, okay, well, what's that about? Then they was talking about evictions and that email came on October 6th, 2025. It came to me. Let me just hold on, because I want to just X the person's name out. This email came to me. This email came to me on Uh-huh. So somebody had already emailed me the official Tyesse Report, one of the greatest channels on TV, on YouTube. Just cross their name out here. I want to, want to protect my sources. Yeah, this had came to me before they had even. I think. Well, let me go and check something. Hold on. Let me check something, Time Squad. Let me see, because that was on 10/6, and then I could just cross reference when that man in Fresno did. Hold on. Let me see when he did it, because I know that was before. I'm clear on that. I ain't got time to be looking at all these, going through all these videos. If y'all want to support the platform, please do so today. Please do so today if you want to support the platform. Okay, I was right. The email came through. Okay, let me show y'all. We want to make sure we do this right. The email came through for me on, can you see that? October 6th. And you see what they said? Matthew Stevenson evicted. That's what they said. Matthew Stevenson evicted. Do y'all see the date on that? 10/6/25. All right. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to put up the eviction video. What day that eviction video dropped? That video dropped on October 11th, 2025. You got that? October 11th. October 11th. Do you think they were trying to get you to break it first? They usually try to, but honey, listen, I've seen all of these movies before. I know how they end. I don't know who it was. I don't know who that was under that email address. It was slid under our door late at night. We had all left. Even Mother Brown had left for the night. And so the next thing you know, he over there talking about Matthew Stevenson and evictions and under the guise of black churches in America. If y'all remember, it was supposed to be about black churches in America. Was kind of like the covering for all that. Can we fast forward a little more? Zzz, zzz. It was a little. Zzz. So you get to the end of October, you get to November, and then the next thing you know, they're talking about, well, the man and the son, mainly the bishop, started popping up in people's channels. Everybody was like, well, what's going on? What is this? What's going on here? What's going on? Start popping up on people's channels talking about, hi and hey. And everybody was like, okay, hey, late October, early November, all these, pop-ups and stuff. And then the next thing you know, they was talking about, you can do it a better way, and you can do it a better way. You can do it a better way. Okay. You can do it a better way, and we want to help y'all do it a better way. And I heard some other people that was saying that Bishop Jordan had said in the past that he wanted to do this back in the day. Okay, that might be true. That because people are trying to say, well, he had said this before back in the day. He wanted to do this with Barbara. That may be true. We're not saying that that's not true. But what Tyesse is saying is that this iteration was different. That's what I'm saying. This iteration was probably not like what he was talking about back in the day. Because this iteration of the Better Blogger Collective had a purpose, and there was something behind it. That's what I'm saying. I'll get on the witness stand and testify to that. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. And then your memory is impeccable. I know that's how I was there. I was there the whole time. And so then all of these bloggers, you know, they went on the guy Marcella's show with that crazy man. What's his name? That man is batshit crazy. Daryl Moore. They were on there. Bishop was on there with Marcellus and that crazy man. And I kind of figured that Archbishop Jordan was not going to be back over there no more. I knew that instantly. I said, "Oh, it's all right," because they were asking him questions like, I was like, "Oh my God!" I saw his face. I looked at his face when the questions were being presented to him, and I said, "Why would you ask somebody questions like this on your first meeting? You build up to this later on. You don't ask so damn questions like that the first time you meet some damn body." So then that fell apart. Just like I said, he never really, you know, messed with them again after that. And then Marcellus, once he started, you know, looking through things and seeing how things are working, he just totally just came out and told everybody, you know, these people are full of shit. This is a hot doo-doo mess. I don't want to be involved. He just came out and said point blank, this ain't, you know, I know what this is. I'm good. And so they put an X over him on, you know, X. So then here I am live taking up my standard offering one night. Some of y'all remember, the video is still up. I'm sitting there taking my standard offering. And I say, you know, I told y'all what the need still was. Then there's the cash app that comes through to me. A cash app that comes through to me from Zoe Ministries. And so he tried to label it like, "Oh, I just saw you were, you know, asking. So that's how well, you know, I saw that he was raising some money and I just wanted to," you did? That's why you did it? Okay. And then we went into, you know, I called my sister Pam. A lot of y'all was saying, you know, Tyesse, give it back. You don't want that energy over here. We was kind of like going back and forth, you know, and Samarta said, "Child, please keep that money," you know. And so it was, you know, some people say keep it, but like 89, 90% of y'all say give it back. So we wound up refunding it. And see, that refund caused me to be, you know, I was an odd man out. They talked about me for about a week, every show they went on. You know, that bitch, she didn't, well, they didn't say it like that, but she didn't get it. She gave the money back, and then the son was running around talking about, "Yeah, I was going to buy him a check with a lot of zeros on it." Well, you still can do it right now, January 9th. You still can write that check, Melissa. You want to do a wire transfer? What you want to do? I'm with Truist. I'm with Chase. I'm with 2 credit unions in Los Angeles. What do you want to do? And so there that was. So then the son, Melissa, comes in the chat and drops off 2 super chats. Somebody, I'm in my Rolls Royce on my way back to my mansion in West Palm Beach. And we all knew that was kind of like, that was shade. Okay, that was shade. Like, sir, you don't have to tell us that, but we think he was throwing shade, you know, at Larry or whatever. You know, and so I couldn't send those back because, you know, they don't even process until a month later and whatnot. But, you know, they X me off their list. I would have been the biggest I think I would have probably been the biggest prize. You know, I would have been the biggest prize out of that collective if they would have been able to get me, you know, because at that time, I probably was the closest to Larry out of this circle at that time. Like, it's kind of switched back over now, back to the way it originally was. if that makes sense. Okay. So I understand how all that works. My feelings are not really hurt, nothing like that, but I understand. So, but at that time, I would have been a big prize for them had they been able to pull me, right? And so the next thing you know, y'all, the next thing you know, they down in Orlando talking about better bloggers, and we want to help y'all, and we want to make y'all, better people and stuff. Ooh, child, this is exhausting. This is a long, exhaustive, chronological. But some people don't know what's going on. Some people really don't. They're like, Tyesse, I be trying to follow, but I don't know. So, so okay, so the better blogger thing happened over there. And listen, the better blogger collective thing, y'all, that was not what you call it. That was not something that was a standalone creation. They were already having a prophetic conference. They added the better blogger thing to the conference. So let's be clear, because some people think that they created that just for the no. That was already planned in Orlando. They just basically added that as a conference extra, right? So then all that broke loose, y'all. Then all this break loose. Oh, Jesus. All that break loose. And so then, oh, I forgot about the other guy. I forgot. I'm sorry, y'all. We got to go back. I missed something. Remember, remember, the archbishop was saying, where is the young man in Florida? I forgot that. He was looking for him. He said, where is he at? Where is he at? Why are you so late to the story? Am I lying? Am I talking right? So he said to the crown guy, where are you at? Well, I forgot. I rewind. We missed some people. We missed one person. So, and there's one person in the collective, we will never mention their name ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. They ever. That's just how irrelevant their name will never be mentioned on this channel ever again. Yeah, that's just how irrelevant that person is. She is. Want to be clear, she is. So ever. So the crown guy then got wind. The crown guy got wind that Bishop Jordan was saying stuff like, why is the crown guy so late to the party? And then he started going live every other day talking about, well, here I am, and I'm over here, and I heard he looking for me. He did that like every other day for a couple of days. I heard he looking for me. I'm right over here. Here I am. That's what he said. Okay. Child, next thing you know, here's another thumbnail with the archbishop on it. Since I am doing this heavy lifting, because I probably won't be on tonight, it would be nice if we could raise about $300 right now. Yeah, I'm being honest. An honorarium for me doing this while I'm sick. It would be nice if we could do $10 per person. It's an honorarium. We're almost there. We need $230. It would be nice to give me an envelope as a way of appreciating me and my service today. And so the crown guy basically was over there talking about, here I am, you ain't got to look for me. And then the next thing you know, the archbishop was on another thumbnail live tonight. That's how it happened, y'all. That's how it happened. Now, they did that. They came back. It was a lot of mess, a lot of back and forth between everybody about Orlando. Nobody really gave a damn, y'all. They was acting like it was like a TED talk or something. Like nobody really gave a damn. I'm being honest. Somebody said, I cannot comment in the chat room, but you are telling the truth. I know I want to sit up here and lie. And so that kind of broke loose. Everybody was going back and forth about different things. It was all kind of rigmarole and drama and stuff, y'all. And then whatever. Okay. Child, the next thing you know, the crown guy, it was a big old mess. He started making his way away. He started doing videos early in the morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Everybody like, well, what's wrong with him? Do y'all remember that he was like doing these videos, talking in codes and blues clues and riddles and shit? Everybody like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? You know, I want to know where the money reside. Everybody was like, what is he talking about? It was like, child, the sun wouldn't even be up yet. I want to know what's going on because it's a lot going on. Everybody was like, well, baby, what exactly are you saying? Like, what's going on? Are you hurt? Are you mad? Well, it seems like something's going on, but you're not telling us. Then all that shit broke loose with him, and then randomly he tells everybody, well, I asked him for $20,000. Child, he randomly just burst out one day, yeah, because I asked him for $20,000. Right now to this day, people are still trying to wonder, what the hell did he think? How did he think somebody was going to give him $20,000 for what? For what? All of y'all were being used for a purpose, and I use the word use, loosely, but y'all all had a purpose. Once that purpose was met, that was just the end of it. So then that guy just totally flips out. He totally flips out, puts it all out there, says all kind of things and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. And now he kind of like, I don't know if anybody notices, but he kind of like stopped talking about it. Like one day he just stopped talking about it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was wondering, like, did dude get a cease and desist? Like, did something come in the mail? Because he normally runs shit into the ground. He normally runs shit into the ground, like into the ground. I wonder if he gets some paperwork. I wonder if he gets something in the mail. Because one day he just abruptly stopped. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. I noticed little shit like that, y'all. He sure did make videos early morning because I was working graveyards. Yeah, I remember. This I know because we're in the same time zone. And I would look out the window and it would be dark outside. I'm like, he is up this time of morning? Tell me he needs some money. I need some money. I'm like, okay. Okay, well, you need some money, but everybody was trying to figure out, like, why did you have the impression that this man was going to give you $20,000? Just randomly give you that kind of money? Like, who would do that? Like, he don't even know you outside of YouTube. This man don't know you. Child. Next thing you know, y'all, we start dealing with audio gate. We start dealing with audio gate, and there's audio, and there's audio, and there's this, and there's that. Who heard the audio? Well, I don't believe it. I ain't heard it. And, well, listen, y'all ain't got to believe what you heard or what you didn't hear. Multiple people have told y'all they've heard the damn audio. I mean, what do you need? Mary and Martha to come play it on an old school First 48 tape recorder? What do you want? So we started dealing with audio gate, y'all, and Cheesecake Factory gate. And that's how we kind of ended up now where we're at. Well, all this breaking loose, like it's a lot, y'all. But I said there may be some witnesses in the house. I said that these were not the girls for Bishop Jordan to get in contact with, get in cahoots with. I said that multiple times. These are not the girls. These girls, honey, listen, this whole brouhaha, these are not the girls to be involved with. I said it, but Everybody be thinking I'm just talking off the side of my head. These are not the girls. They're not loyal to they're not loyal to nobody. They're not. They ain't loyal to nobody. They switch, they flip. You can give them a hamburger, you can give them a fish sandwich, and they will flip on you. They fall out with each other. Then the next thing you know, they're all in cahoots with each other. I told him, I said, these are not, I'm telling you, these are not the girls. They're running around acting like they deep and like they so moral and mystics and shamans and shit. You know, I said it, but you know, hey, people don't listen. They don't listen. So he didn't listen. I said it. These are not the girls to be getting into cahoots with. Because it don't take much. It don't take much for them to flip. I also said some other things. It was taken the wrong way. It was some things I said was taken the wrong way. I won't get into it, but time will tell if I'm right about that. That's what I said. I said some things. Only time will tell if I'm correct about that. I'm just saying. I've been in the streets too long not to be able to decipher some things and some shit. This is YouTube. This ain't the streets. But I look at everything through the eyes of the game. That's how I look at things. I look at life that way. I make mistakes. I made mistakes when I first got to YouTube. In the words of Bernadine on Waiting to Excel, it won't happen again. I trusted people. I thought everybody was your friend. If you were like subscribed to each other's pages and you talked to each other in back channels, you were all friends, and that was your no, honey. These people don't give a fuck about you. These girls will flip on you, honey, in a heartbeat. And the main people that sitting up acting like they so deep with each other, and it's all this deep, these are the same people, child, that will shock your ass. I promise you. At the end of the day, I had my own situation. I had my own situation with a lot of drama concerning this, because I got away with eyelash and I got to catch this girl right now. Oh my God. I had my own situation because, you know, it was said times that I didn't show up and verify some information. I didn't show up and verify some information the way it was supposed to be verified. And all that's okay. All right. I understood how all of that played out. And I think I'm a better person because of it. I think that it needed to be, now that I'm removed from it a few weeks, I think all of that played out the way it was supposed to play out for a reason. I think it was supposed to happen that way. That was how it's supposed to happen, so that I could get some understanding and some clearing and some understanding on some things. Amen. Thank you, Jared Gerard, for $10. Thank you, man of God. And so here I am. A few weeks later, still standing, just watching and seeing what's going to happen. You seem to be the most prophetic one of them. This is going to end with one of my scenarios. It's going to end very, very badly. Very, very badly. That's how this is going. It's going to end very, very badly. And unfortunately, you know, it really didn't even have to be this way. But I would have to blame the person in Fresno. I'm sorry. That's who I would blame. This is going to end very, very badly because the audio is going to come out. There's too many people that has the audio. Got too many girls now, too many people with their hands on this audio. And so, in my personal opinion, what I personally believe, this is going to end very, very badly. And so, and then my other, thoughts on this, it can end another way too, but that's still not even the best scenario. You agree, Brother Theo? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all. I don't know. I don't know why he keeps talking about, well, this ain't got nothing to do. Yeah, it do have something to do with you, girl. Remember, you went over there looking for information about a donation to a university. It would be all your fault. But I can't lay it all on him because you have to lay some of it on Bishop Jordan too. Let's be honest, because he had ulterior motives as well, and the son. The truth is the truth. I don't care how you look at it, it's the truth. So when it all blows up, and it will, unless there's some sort of divine intervention from the creator, but the creator, I don't think, get involved in this mess. But you have to say Bishop Jordan and the son, they have to take some responsibility in this as well. Yeah, I heard they over there talking about, he over there talking about, I mean, this don't have anything. Yes, it do have something to do with you. That's what I heard. He over there in Patreon talking about, well, this don't have nothing to do with me. I can't relate to any of that stuff. You can't? Why? Why, girl? All I can tell y'all is this. If it don't come out in the wash, it'll definitely come out in the rinse. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Mm-hmm. One of the task squad said, Tyesse, do you think the $20,000 that the Crown guy asked for, do you think that he was going to try to offer up some sort of payment plan on his case out of Minnesota? That is our question of the day. Do you think the $20,000 was going to be offered up as some sort of payment plan for the case out of Minnesota? Or was he going to take the money and pocket it? It was never going to be given to him, or was he going to take it and pocket it? Mm-hmm. Well, Michelle, I cannot. Y'all are too much in this chat. Maybe he was going to take it and try to do some sort of payment arrangement, some sort of Tasha K payment arrangement for, that case out of Minnesota. That's a good question. It's possible. I don't know. But with Bishop Felton, would he accept like pennies on the dollar? Would he accept that? Would that be like acceptable? Like, who's going to accept that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Well, the sidekick said he encouraged him to ask. Who child? I cannot. I can't. Not the sidekick. Child. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. We will see. We will see how this plays out, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in, everybody in the chat. We will continue to monitor this from the wall. You need an attorney for that type of hearing, right? I'm sorry, but Bishop going all the way. I believe the Bishop is going to go all the way and see what the end is going to be. I just believe that in my spirit. I think he's gonna, as the old saints used to say, all the way. My voice coming back. No, it's not. All the way. I think Bishop gonna go all the way. Yeah, the guy with their friends know around there talking about, no, I don't have anything to do with any of this. You don't, girl? Are you sure? You don't have anything to do with it? You and your people over there, they all, they all upset. They can't believe all this is happening. They're all in shock and awe. You can't believe it's happening, Mama, Miss Mamas. Yeah. Hey, Mark. Hey, brother. You need an attorney. Yeah, I think you do. This was, in my opinion, this is my opinion. This is not facts. I'm not saying this. In my opinion, Bishop Jordan wanted to knock out two birds with one stone. That's my opinion. He wanted to knock out two birds with one stone. He wanted to expose Matthew Stevenson and what happened with the tendency. And he also wanted to gather the ops of Larry Reed. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do two things at the same time. He wanted to expose Matthew because putting his business out there is kind of like, it's worse than even suing him. That's worse than suing somebody for, unpaid rent. Putting it out there that you can't pay rent is worse than suing somebody, in my opinion. Does anybody agree? That's what he wanted. He didn't want the Gary Larry's ops together. And I don't know whether it was to play mind games with Larry or whether it was to, what's the word I'm looking for? Whether it was to play mind games or whether it was to just show him, look, I'm doing like chess moves on YouTube. I don't know. But I also said, maybe y'all remember, I also said I didn't understand how the bloggers even kind of like fell for any of it, because like when you see their social media and their numbers, I don't understand how y'all even thought that. I didn't understand it. I was clueless. I was like, how are they gonna help y'all when they ain't, that's just a question I had, So whew, y'all walked around and y'all, that is when it all blows up, and it will. It's the man in Fresno's fault. Well, you just don't like him. No, I don't. But I'm just telling the truth. That's what happened. You went and got the man. All of this happened because you went and got the man, because you was trying to be messy. You need to tell the truth with yourself, young man. Well, not young man, older gay gentleman. Tell the truth. You went and got him. And when you went and got him, all of this unfolded after you went and got him. I don't care how you try to extrapolate yourself from this. That's what happened. Everybody knows it. Everybody with a functioning brain stem. We all know what happened. Hey, dropping in at lunch. I came on so early. I know people are at work, on their way to work. I'm so sorry, y'all, but I wasn't feeling well today. I'm dealing with some sort of bug, but God is a healer. He healed me once, and he'll do it again. He healed my mother, and he healed my grandmother. And the Bible says that there is a ram in the bush. Yeah, there's a ram in the bush. I believe that there's healing in that same bush. And might have wanted to knock off a few too. I don't know what that means. We're just gonna go ahead and delete that because I don't know what that means. All right, because that don't sound too good. All right. Wouldn't miss this. I feel better. Oh, feel better soon. Yeah, Ramona. So now, Ramona, I know Ramona like, child, I just walked in the door. So now this whole thing has blown up in Bishop Jordan's face, and he's on the precipice. He's on the Episcopal precipice of having one of the most catastrophic moments of his adult life unfold for the public to see. So now you are, well, if we're to be honest, this is self-induced. You could have went about this another way, but this is like, it's kind of like self-induced, like all of the, how you put it together. Like, you can't blame nobody. We blame the man in Fresno, of course, but all of the intricacies, that's all on him. So this was for Larry's attention. He crashed out. I've never seen a mentor-mentee dissolution. This just seemed like, oh my God. Maybe a year had passed and people thought that, listen, maybe everybody's went their way. Everything is over with. A year has passed. Child, the hell we thought. Honey, it was only just the damn beginning. I think a year in the past, people are healing, people are moving on. That's what people were thinking. I guess we all thought damn wrong. That's what I guess we thought. We got to raise this money, Tasquan. Hold on. We got to raise this money. Let me see what we got here. We got to raise this money. Okay. Okay. We better just settle for 200. We better settle for 200. My other phone is on. Let me plug this girl up, honey. I'm about to use this device. Baby. Okay. I got two chargers up here going at the same time until we get some juice. I'm going to use my other device to see the cash app. It happens more often than you can imagine. What happens? Romeo? What happened? Talk to me. What happened? It was self-inflicted. He has to deal with that. That's what he has to deal with. Okay, y'all, we need $83 more. I believe that it's in the room. I just believe that it's in the room. The $83 that we need is in the room. Oh my God. Maybe I just get some canned soup. I don't even feel like making all this soup. Yeah, maybe I'll just get some canned soup. I don't know. Oh, let me put this up. Let me put this thing up, y'all, so people can know how to give. Ushers, go get our influenza, our flu and cold. Who is it? Child, it's probably the fire department. Oh, what you call the people? Fire people. Hold on, y'all. Be right back. Take up the offering, y'all, while I'm gone. Okay, Tasquan, I'm so sorry. That was the fire and sprinkler people that are here to check on the sprinklers. So Mm-hmm. Thank y'all for understanding. Oh no, I will not be getting any camels. It will definitely be Progresso. I'm just trying to hold on, you guys. How do they look? Yours look fine. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. You have a good day. Thank you. You too. And you can just take the close the door. And close the door. Yep. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Check that out too. Thank you. Give me a second, Taswa. We'll be ready in a minute. You have a good day. You too. All right. Okay, Taswa. We got the fire. I'm so glad that's over with because that's been. I was like, are they gonna come when I'm live on the air? So thank y'all for being patient while the fire and sprinkler people check my. They want to make sure if they were painted over. They want to make sure if they were painted over. Because if they were painted over, they'd have to replace them. So listen, I'm glad that's done. So now I don't have to worry about the fire inspection, the fire, and all that. Musicians, can you play? Yeah, play some giving me. Play a Mucinex seed, y'all. Play a Mucinex seed. Let me see if anything came in while I was walking the man through my house. I should have told him. I should have told him I got I should have told him I got a few pieces of potato salad, a few pieces of ham. Okay, we still at the same amount. It's okay. We did good though, y'all. We still around about 120. About 120. Okay, I think something coming in. Wait a minute, let me see. Okay, CC sent something. Susan Mays. Sister Susan Mays sent something. Mm. Thank you so much, Sister Susan Mays. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna okay, at least it's on 10% now. Thank God. Fast charging. Thank God that it's fast charging. Okay. Why is these comments over here? Okay, I don't understand why the comments on. I don't know why the comments over here are always frozen. I am so sick of StreamYard. StreamYard is just so worrisome to me. There we go. No surprise to me. Maybe it's my computer. I want to just throw that up on StreamYard. Maybe it's the computer. Okay, we don't want to put all that in the chat, Miss B, Mama V. Okay, well, we'll say it like this. That's Miss V's lived experience. That's her lived experience based on her life in Brooklyn. We don't want to get too hot in the chat, Miss V. You know, we don't want to get too hot in the chat. You know, that's Miss V's lived experience based on her time over there in Brooklyn. Okay. Just in case I'm not able to come back tonight, let me discuss Clarence McClendon, you guys. I'm going to discuss Clarence McClendon. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. No surprise to me, he's a scam artist. Okay, well, that's your experience based on your lived experience in Brooklyn. Okay, but don't y'all don't blow up the spot now too hot now, y'all. Don't blow it up too hot, Okay. Um. Hmm. Clarence McClendon. Clarence McClendon. I think Clarence McClendon is doing, the content critics are doing exactly what he wanted. That's why there will be no thumbnail with Clarence McClendon over here. He more likely than not saw this this Jamal Bryant story and decided that he wanted to get him some headlines. That's my personal opinion. I really believe he saw what happened with Jamal Bryant and Kerry Bryant. Have you updated your computer apps? I have to do that. Thanks. And he wanted him a piece of the action. Clarence McClendon, his name precedes him now. Like he's really like nobody looks to Clarence McClendon. He's like one of these like vagabond like preachers. Like I mean, like nobody's looking to Clarence McClendon for a word. His church has what 30, 40 people in it. I mean, let's be honest. The way he talked about Bishop Paul S. Morton was kind of like the nail in the coffin for so many people when he did that. Do you guys remember that? I didn't see that. These people are, you know what it is? I got it on 45 minutes. I didn't catch that. What is that comment near? Maybe one of the mods caught it. I didn't catch it. Okay, musicians, can you play some music? Okay, I don't see that. Did you guys see somebody in the chat? Chris all day 2025. Did anybody see a comment from somebody named Chris all day 2025? Maybe my moms caught it. I don't see it. I didn't see it. Let me know if y'all saw it. Okay. When he was spotted at 47 Gathering, that was, yeah, he was low-key letting us know. He was letting us know. You don't see it? Okay, I see it on my end. I don't know why. Maybe, okay, don't worry about it. If y'all don't see it, then I won't mention what it, these people, just regular old trolls, y'all. Don't even trip. He was low-key dissing Sister Harris, Kamala, low-key dissing her. That was a mess. Yeah. I think Clarence McClendon name precedes him. And any blogger that took anything what he said seriously, like y'all, I wouldn't even put him on a thumbnail with next to my name. Yeah, and then Mama Pat, he then talked about Roland Martin and was talking about heart attacks and what's gonna happen to him giving word curses out to Roland Martin. He did. Literally telling Roland Martin that, I see things around your heart, and because Roland Martin spoke out about some things. So people, y'all, it is what it is. Do we have the audio for the mess? Let me see if we got the audio, Ty Squad. I can't believe bloggers fell for it. I can't believe they fell for it. Tyesse didn't fall for it. Okay, we need $72, but if we don't get it, God is still faithful. Hold on. And what's his name said he's not apologizing. What's that man name? Patrick Wooden. But can I be honest? Who thought Patrick Wooden was going to apologize? Lord, please let my voice hold up. Please, Master. If it's your will, please let my voice hold up. Let me see if I can find the audio, you guys. How long is this? Oh my God, 9 minutes? I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off.
So that doesn't mean you and I are supposed to get on YouTube and Facebook and start. The Lord literally told me to lead you and I this week in praying for it. In praying for what? In praying for an awakening of the discerning church to the deception and the tares, if you will, that the enemy has sown. Now, that doesn't mean you and I are supposed to get on YouTube and Facebook and start calling people out. That stuff is of the enemy. And quite frankly, much of it is going to come to an end. A lot of these people who have grown ministries out of talking about people who are actually doing ministry, your stuff is about to fall. I'm going to tell you this right now. The thing's about to fall out of the bottom of your so-called ministry, because no one is called to point out problems in other people's ministries. That's not a calling. I'm going to say that's not a calling. It may be an inspiration. God may tell you sometime to say this or say that about something, but no one has a ministry of finding fault in men and women of God who are doing ministry. So if that's what you're doing, then you need to turn it off. You need to stop it. You need to get a real call from God. Find out what he's called you to do. Because I'm telling you, that element of ministry is about to fall to the ground. The discerning men and women of God.
I have the utmost of confidence that everything you're saying will not come to pass. You just said you just talked about Roland Martin and his heart and heart attacks. And not only is Roland Martin still here, but God is expanding his territory in the black media landscape. It's gotten greater since the situation with Paul S. Martin. He's still here. God is blessing him even more so with the Black Star project, all that. He's being blessed. So I don't know, sir. I think what you guys want. Thank y'all for the cash apps. I hear them coming in. Y'all really want the days of old. I don't know if y'all know this. It's not gonna come back ever again.
I'm about to turn that foolishness off. I was praying this past week, and the Spirit of God said to me, he said, son, this whole technological advance with AI and all this stuff is causing it to be a reality that people are not even going to know Scripture, but it was the wrong voice. This is why Jesus said, my sheep know my voice, not my scriptures. He said, my sheep know my voice, not my scriptures. Did you hear what I just said? We're going to have to pray a discernment now between people who know the voice of the Lord and people who know the scripture, because the scripture can be quoted by people with a wrong voice, with a wrong spirit. Are you listening to me? It is no longer enough. It is no longer enough that they're quoting scripture. What voice is behind it? What spirit? Physical advance with AI and all this stuff is causing it to be a reality that people are not even going to know what to believe anymore when they see it. They don't know if it's real, you know.
AI is AI, and AI can't be stopped. It's already here. A lot of people don't know this. It's actually been here a long time. We're just not getting caught up with AI. Hey, Pam, that's been happening before AI. I think his problem is like so many pastors, and let's be honest, Bishop Jordan, was saying some of the same talking points. All this exposure has to stop. Tearing down ministries and tearing down ministers, it has to stop. I want to let y'all know those days are gone. Those days are over with. The days of keeping everything in-house, and now y'all are turning off the cameras. Leah Edwards. Good morning, Brother Travis. See, man, he don't want nobody calling him out. So now it's exposure. It's too much now. Y'all are doing it too much. Paul called out so many people. He has several books. Yeah, I think he don't want no more tea. Like, you know, when he divorced his first wife and married his second wife. All within what, a week or two. Some of y'all remember that. Like, he got divorced and got remarried. Like, how did he get married that fast? You know, people don't like to talk about that kind of stuff. And the fact that this man has been in over 85 churches in 20 years. Like, you can't even keep a solid ministry going. The building. How many buildings have you been in 20 years, Clarence? See, I know you because when you was over there by my church. You were over there at Church of the Harvest on Adams and the Bread. See, I know you. See, Dietrich Haddon saw you. That's why you were mad at Dietrich, because he saw through you. Did. That's why you didn't like Dietrich. But Dietrich called that thing out. He saw it for what it was. Let me tell y'all something. That's why new followers and friends, some of y'all are just getting up. I get it. Some of y'all may be on your lunch break. You're like, oh my God, Tyesse been on for 2 hours. Tyesse is sick and may not be back no more. I'm dealing with some sort of bug. I just think, y'all, when you see this man, what's his name? Thank you, Pat, $10 for a great show. I appreciate that. When you see this man over there talking about he ain't apologizing. Let's see if we can get that audio. We got to fast forward to the part because he talks so damn. Okay, here we go.
A short or reel or 30-second clip. With me, the average sermon is an hour and a half. So that context is everything. And it's amazing the number of people who don't wait for context. I had good people to give me a call and said to me that I needed to apologize for calling someone a name that I did not call them. And I asked them, have you heard what I said? And just about every one of them said, well, no. And I said, well, you might want to hear what I said. You might want to hear, if you listen to that may change something, because you can't just take someone else's word for it. And some of this is just pent-up frustration anyway, you know. Pent-up frustration. All the Greeks are mad at me. The homosexuals stay mad. And they finally got a chance that we got something now. Living in the last days. That's all I say to that. And we're going on in the name of the Lord. And we're undeterred. To stand on God's word and to stand on God's truth. And there's a little more that I'll say Sunday, but I'm grateful. I've been contacted by so many people.
Okay, he basically said that he's not apologizing. There was another man. I'll put the link in the chat because I don't want to even play that audio. But there's another man. He ain't no joke. He used the F word in the pulpit, y'all. He let it be known. And there are people in the chat that are signing, co-signing, and saying basically, we stand with you, man of God, on this. And yeah, what is that audio of that man? That man was in the pulpit using the F word and all that. I'm gonna have to come back, y'all, because I gotta address this Abednego. I may have to come back at round 3 because I gotta address this Abednego thing, y'all. I gotta do it. If they gotta give me an IV, I gotta come back for that. Oh yeah, I found it. I'm gonna give y'all the audio. I'm gonna give y'all the link. I can't play this audio. It's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. I'll give you the link to it. He can't even just apologize for the distraction. No, because that's what his goal was, to do what he does. You never hear him in the pulpit talking about God, encouraging people. It's always talking about women, talking down to women about women and gay people. You know, you never hear him uplifting anybody. And the fact that Bishop Sheard basically just, you know, sits on the side of the road and lets it happen, you know, says, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these folks are worse than MAGA. Mm-hmm. They are. There's a true call, righteous judgment. Yeah. You basically call the woman, you likened her to a $2 whore. It don't matter if you called, it don't matter if you said she is a $2 whore. You likened her to a $2 whore. You're talking about his wife, so that's her. Like, we don't have to get into the semantics of it all. And you did that from behind the sacred desk. You did that from behind the sacred desk like it was nothing. Believable? All this stuff nowadays is believable, Ty Squad. And it said he will not be apologizing. For what? Because, you know, they feel like they feel like they are representing God. That's how they feel. They feel like they're representing Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Claiming his statement wasn't about her. How just mean. Main people out here, the main people out here, Ty Squad, is talking about people are going to hell, or the main ones are probably going to bust hell wide open. She laughed. Women in the audience clapped. People over there in the comments talking about, yes, man of God, preach. They don't like this kind of teaching. I said, honey, the black church has gone to hell in a handbasket. I don't think I'm going to make it to the grocery store. I'm just going to order me something to eat, y'all. I can't make it. Yeah, I better not try to risk it. I better not try to risk going to the grocery store. I'm going to order something. I'll just eat something here at home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna see. Let me get some more vitamin C up in me, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can do this video on Abednego today. Abednego. Because it's something that needs to be discussed. And then maybe I'll just take tonight off, Friday Night Live. But I gotta try to squeeze this video in. I gotta try to squeeze it in. Thank y'all for tuning in to me, hearing me ramble on, and you know how the conversation will start off, and you know, with us, the conversation can go so many places. So thank y'all for hanging with me and listening to me, you know. And I know a lot of y'all, I do know a lot of y'all just try to keep the confusion down. So you're like, Tyesse, don't even, it's not even worth all that. I get it. So it's not that I don't take your advice, but I just, you know, if I feel like talking about something, I'm going to talk about it. If I feel like talking about it, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to get you some coconut water with flavor to hydrate your cells. I will definitely get that. Mm-hmm. Is a Panera Bread? Yeah, we got a Panera Bread right here. Yeah. Gladys Sherrill, thank you for $20.25. Thank you, woman of God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I gotta order something. I don't want to get back in the bed. I'm staying up in the living room, y'all. I'm not going back in that bed. That bed is your bed of affliction. You lay in it too long, that bed starts swallowing you up. I'm going to sit right here and watch The View and see if I can squeeze this live out later on. Mm-hmm. What am I looking for? Oh, let me see. Hold on. Okay, y'all, we're almost there. But I thank y'all for that. We almost reached $200 just sitting here being who I am. But we're $42 away. But we will get it on the replay crew because I got to take my bed and walk. And we'll probably get the $42 on the replay, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please keep me lifted in prayer. Keep me lifted in prayer as I battle whatever this is. Hopefully it can clear up and I can do Patreon tomorrow night. Amen. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to relax around the house. I'm going to hydrate. I'm going to make sure that everything that I need is well stocked. And if I can squeeze this live out today, I will. I want every Tie Squad member under the sound of my voice to have a phenomenal Friday. We won't be able to do Facebook Fridays today, but that's okay. We can do it next. We can do it next Friday. Okay. Did my cash app come through? I'm sure it did, Miss V. I'm sure it did. Yes. You don't have to apologize. It was just I just sometimes you have to just keep an eye on some of these comments. No need to apologize, Miss V. Thank you for $10. Gladys Surreal, thank you for 20. Pat, thank you for 10. Willie, Jewel, thank you for 10. Susan Mays, thank you for 10. Gerard, thank you for 10. Tracy Nelson, thank you for 10. Brother Theo, thank you for $27.26. Feel better. I'm going to do my best. Cheryl Hill, thank you for $19.26. Crystal Marshall, thank you for $20.26. Janai Everett, thank you for $20.26. Stephen Delaveau, thank you for $11.11. Thank y'all so much, everybody that gave. We were able to get a nice Friday start. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to cue the music and order me some food. That's what I'm going to do. Cue the music and order something to eat. Thank you, Gladys Terrell, for $20.26. Thank you.